This is us. This is where we came from.
For years I've been wishing we had running water, so it would be more convenient. I can't wait.
When Anita Coons arrived in Hooper Bay in 1998 to teach high school, she made what she thought was a simple request. She asked for a glass of water.
And everybody just kind of looked at me like I was from outer space. And it was like, clean water is such a precious commodity around here.
And no wonder, a gallon of water at the store costs more than $6.
Others have goals of lofty wants out there, but when it's the goals of protecting who and what we are as a people and keeping us healthy in our tradition and cultures, this is a conflict that we cannot meet.
Some 5,000 homes in rural Alaska still lack running water and sewage services. The Village Safe Water program is working to change that.
In other news, 22%. That is how many Alaska Natives across the state can speak their respective native languages.
In the 1930s, much of the traditional culture of the people went underground because Western culture frowned upon the traditional ways of the native peoples.
Coming to town in my childhood put us into first contact with whites. With this contact came our first experience with racism. From the first time I saw white hate, I experienced racism as a white hot whip that can bring you to your knees with one strike. As a child, the stares of children were so hot and cruel that I cowered and wanted to hide and never come out again. I had nowhere to run with them, so we took the rain of spears from their eyes until they left us alone. Even now, after decades, I'm still stinging from their white whip.
We need the foods from our lands and waters to feed our families. We cannot afford to buy the foods that come up to the Arctic. The cost of transportation increased these costs so that it could take your whole paycheck to try to feed your family from the store.
For me, the way I look at it when I first moved here, I only see was the city, not my culture.
We rely on the whale, the bowhead whale. It is our identity. It is who we are.
And we're calling out men to help address the issue.
I am an Inupiat. I am a full-blooded Eskimo, and I am also American.
Our people have always worked with nature rather than go against it because it is more powerful and a great force to reckon with. Us Alaska Natives up here, we've got a lifestyle and a way of living that's changing real fast.
See it in my face, I'm from this place. Street dreams is what I chase.
You have to look pretty hard to find Shishmaref on a map. This fragile island takes the first punch from any storm that comes in from the Chukchi Sea off the west coast of Alaska. And as the climate warms, the storms have become more frequent, more violent. Someday soon, they'll wipe Shishmaref off the face of the earth.
Yeah, since I've lived here, this island's really been washing away. It's losing so much ground every year. I had to move out of the house because the seawall was eroding. So I've moved down to the midsection of town, and now I'm back with seawall in my backyard again.
We live in a time of changes that are ever increasing, and the old ways are going away at the same time.
It seems that the world sees you as wonderful people, wonderful dancers. Agwayo hashagun kakotiti, hakakas hatahas, haat uwo, ya kinyudane kakwane khasati, wasa hausikuti. A long time ago, the people of Alaska were wonderful people. They were strong enough, they were able enough, they had strong willpower, they had a strong spirit, and they survived through the ages. And we are here today as descendants of the people of Alaska.
Alaska Native women are more likely to become victims of sexual assault than any other group in the nation.
It takes men and women saying, this is enough. We will not tolerate this in our city, in our villages.
In 1869, the United States government enacted a policy of educating Native American children in the ways of Western society.
They took every child over the age of 5 or 6 and chained them together, put them in a plane, flew them to Unacleat, and then to Anchorage. These kids were to be assimilated and Americanized, and they used brainwashing techniques.
There was a lot of sexual abuse. There were matrons and administrators and teachers that would frequent the boys' dorm at night. They would molest them either in their beds or they would take them to the bathrooms and molest them there.
Unity gives you strength within the family. If you have one in your family that has a problem, you should all gather around that individual and help him or her up. That's unity. And then we extend it from the family to the village, to the corporation, to the profit and non-profit. And if you have some problems, work it out. Discuss it. Don't let outside interests divide you. Be positive in your approach, because I've watched you grow as a Native community from not being recognized to be the most recognized individual group in the state of Alaska. You are now the economic base of Alaska. You, as a group, if you stay united, can lead this state.